and welcome to the show. We start this week's Failrace episode with King the Savage on Forza Motorsport, racing around Watkins Glen with some touring cars, heading up towards the infamously tricky bus stop. The car ahead gets it wrong, clonks off the wall, bounces off the curb and clears the car that we are riding on board with. I mean, I see a lot of accidents at that corner. It is, quite lucky for the car to bounce over the curb and not really slow you down all that much. We do stick with Forza Motorsport, another, challenging part of a circuit. This is turn 1 of the short layout of Laguna. Now, the Scirocco runs in here with a bit too much speed. Can't quite get it turned, runs wide, clonks the wall. It's simple enough. The next part, though, is all manners of weird. He gets up on 2 wheels over the curb and then proceeds to front flip before rolling down the road. It does come to a rest on its wheels. A mighty impressive crash. I also love that it got a penalty for that. As if the crash wasn't enough, but there we go. Twinny up next on Forza Horizon with some vans having difficulties merging and then not difficulties merging. That's not how that's supposed to work. I mean, I guess it is one way to deal with it, but I'm also pretty sure that's not the way it should be dealing with. Now we've just got this weird hybrid of 2 vans that's kind of shaking its way down the road and is not particularly happy about all of that. RJB is up next on Wreckfest. And now this circuit, this is the Motor City circuit with the sort of stadium truck jumps. It's a pretty wacky circuit, can often be chaos-inducing with, your more normal road cars, but this might be one of the most ridiculous starts I've ever seen. Turn 1, a car has gone over the ramp, one of the AIs' Raiden's gone over, the player gets turned around, Raiden's still bouncing, another car's flipped, there's more chaos, more cars further down have fallen over as well. Wreckfest is often chaotic, but that is one of the most ridiculous starts I've ever seen. Raging Clear also with a kind of chaotic start on Midnight Club LA. Now, they are racing a Camaro up against a Ford GT, and while the Camaro is off the line quite well, the Ford will accelerate away. Never fear though, for AI traffic is here and make sure the Ford is wiped out. Perfectly being clear, so it wipes the Ford out and then gets out of the way for the player car. You couldn't ask for more luck than that. Minsk up next on the Crew 2. Now they are sort of cruising about, messing around with their friend in a Lamborghini. So they're both going incredibly fast down the motorway here, weaving in and out of traffic as you do. When they get things a little bit wrong, they get connected. Lamborghini. Well, the Lamborghini pays the price. Is actually cleared off of the money. I don't know if it was an intentional pit maneuver or just a misjudgment. Either way, the Lamborghini got, a really impressive. It's just funny about how far that Lambo went. Mean up next on A Need for Speed Unbound. Will the Failrace Police Department have a new tactic? And it's quite efficient. Yep. It's quite efficient. It turns out sneaky hidden van that gets launched at great speed is effective at taking down cars. I mean, it's glitched into the container and just at the wrong... Well, maybe it was an SUV, I'm not actually sure. It's slowed down, it still gets fired across so quickly. It's ridiculous. Dragon Alex up next on War Thunder has lost both wings and is somehow still just about gliding the plane in. It went surprisingly far in a condition that it certainly shouldn't have done, and it is going to end in an explosion. It was almost impressive. It was flying surprisingly well, missing its wings for a while. Racing Melon is up next on Assetto Corsa. Now, we've got a start of a race at the Nürburgring GP circuit. I mean, this is often a problem area, shall we say. You've got high speed coming into a very low speed narrowing hairpin, and sure enough, there's a little bit of chaos, but the McLaren is just having none of it. Nope, McLaren's off. It's just gone. It's just taken off and flown into turn 1. I mean, probably for the best, as far as, everybody else has got through this corner fairly well. But yeah... I don't know what was going on with it. Other than that, one of the cleanest starts you'll see at the Nürburgring GP circuit. RC Cookie is up next on Beam. Now, they are doing a sort of scenario game. It's like Crazy Taxi, essentially, is what they're playing. They're using a Grand Marshal. They have got police chasing them, which, I mean, it's not the best for trying to complete taxi missions and all that, because you've got to try and slow down while the police cars are, launching themselves at you and falling over. And I mean, they've pushed you out of the stopping zone as well. That really doesn't help the whole, time and everything. The Failrace Police Department, they always find a way to turn up. Sometimes, often, when you least expect it. I mean, the next one was much more efficient. It's a Grand Marshal. They're pretty damn tough, and I suspect that may well have killed or done a lot more damage to the Sunburst than it did to the Grand Marshal, but still, the rolling attempt was impressive. Wilka on SnowRunner is trying to, or their friend is trying to load a log into the truck, and that's not worked, has it now? The crane arm just freaked out and decided the only course of action is to fling the log randomly into the air. Yeah, that's not really going to be going anywhere, is it? And finally, we have Quantum of Infinity on Euro Truck Simulator. Now, they're playing the multiplayer. They are just, driving along, doing their own thing, when up ahead there is a truck that is stopped. Now, they go to pull out and go round it. However, the AI car decides at the last second to pull out in front of a truck, squeezes it against a railing, and the truck falls over. I mean, in some ways, kind of a weirdly realistic sort of crash. I can imagine someone not paying attention and pulling out, and that would probably be what would happen to the truck in trying to avoid it and everything. But the AI car, it was stopped. It was stopped so nicely and was waiting, kind of waiting. And yeah, now things have gone pretty poorly in all of this. We're just stuck there. But there you have it. That is going to be it for this episode. As ever, if you have clips you'd like to submit to this series, and we are always in need of more clips for this one, you can send them via a Google form. There'll be a link in the description. All the rules and how it works can be found on there. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.